Hello and welcome everybody to the Fela in Malawi podcast. This is it's basically a podcast where all we're doing is we're having interesting conversations with interesting people. Hopefully through that we're gonna get to hear some interesting stories and find out what people are doing, the interesting stuff people are doing, bring some positivity into this Malawi scene. I've got quite a few people set up already. We've got people, you're gonna see my first guest. We've got people in music, got people in business, people that are pushing their own stuff, and it's going to be wild, man. I think it's actually quite exciting. Got bankers, lawyers, musicians. It's actually taken off a bit better than I could have expected in terms of the uptake and everything. People actually wanting to be on, and this is sponsored. I should actually start with that. Word to our sponsors: one, Karibu Cafe. And second, who you just saw in the background, Soul Amp Entertainment. They are sponsoring the production, and we're going to be having some of their guys on the podcast to show the talent and crazy stuff that's happening on in Malawi. And that's basically it. We're trying to have conversations. We're trying to expose the positive stuff that's happening in this country. Obviously, it's an exciting time, depending which side you're on. For others, way more exciting than others. So that's it. Right now, I'm just going to wait for the first guest because I'm waiting for them to call in. And when they call in, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a good conversation. I'm just drinking apple juice, by the way, apple juice, because you know, in these days you have to make sure your vitamins are up. Ben Wandawanda, how are you doing, boss?
Hey man, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. A few technical difficulties there, but we made it. Here we are.
It's all right. I see you're sipping on something.
Apple juice, my friend. Trying to make sure my vitamins are up, you know. It's the COVID season, so vitamin B, C, everything. You got to make sure you're fully stocked. So how you doing? I know I disturbed your golf session there. I see you on the course. How did it go?
It went well. I guess my journey back has been quite interesting, but I'm glad to be back. I haven't been playing a lot lately. I think last year was the least golf I played in years. So last year I was battling osteoarthritis in the elbows and the shoulders. I probably played 6 times the whole year. I tend to play twice a week. If you have to look at that in comparison. So at least this year I'm trying to get back. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm probably getting back to the gym next week. So yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, I remember you had posted something about that. You had kind of gone on a crazy shredding tip, and then you kind of paid the price for being a sexy own in Malawi.
Yeah, I paid the price. It was for me. It was really just to try and see how hard one can push oneself, and just really begin to appreciate the limits within our being. Then yeah, I got that the cost. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that you do, always testing yourself. So that's like something you apply everywhere in your life, I guess.
Yeah, I try and do that. I mean, no human being is limited. So I always try and test myself. Because until you try and give it a shot, you won't really know what you can withstand. Unfortunately, I tend to suffer because of that in the gym. You know how I'm so fixated with perfect form. So when you have perfect form, the trainers tend to think it's lighter. I know it's it's lighter. Let's add. I'm like, okay, but deep down I'm saying, dude, just say no. It's not that it's light. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The daredevil in me won't let me just accept that. Sometimes you have to say no. So yeah, but I've learned a lot of valuable lessons in life because of that.
Awesome. So I don't know if you need. Oh, you also have some apple juice. Yours is more fermented than mine. Yeah, man. So I don't know if you need to introduce yourself. I know you are the man, the myth, the legend. You created an entire movement based on a pose, which up to this day I'm still flabbergasted by. People be standing, just crossing your legs, and now you're doing the Ben Wandawanda.
I'm gonna have to cut it. We'll take it from here.
Okay.
I just need to check the levels.
All right, hold up, Ben. The producer here is saying we have to stop for now, so I'm gonna have to call you again.
The levels.
All right, so hold
Just
up.
1 second.
So I should stop recording.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right, okay, so we don't have to cut. He's just gonna do that. We'll edit this. Ben. So we're back. Sorry about that. All right. So Ben, just to give you the lowdown, I know we had the conversation on WhatsApp. So basically, this is let me just get this down a bit. This podcast is basically all I'm trying to do is, and it's going to be the same tagline all the time. I'm trying to have interesting conversations with interesting people, and kind of hear from people that, in my view, are doing things in Malawi. Because I feel like there's a lot of negativity. It was always people talking about how broke they are, how nothing is going on and nothing is positive. But I feel as though there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just that we kind of, the social media age we're in, the negative stuff tends to get the headlines. The negative stuff is the stuff which, when people type in caps, you pay attention. When people are talking trash, you pay attention. So I just want to, talk to people, hopefully get some inspirational stories, get some insights from different people. You're the first guy. I've got some other guys. We've got some guys in law, some guys in music. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm very flattered that you agreed to be the first guest. Obviously, as we go on, because it is sponsored by Karibu Cafe, so we'll be doing some giveaways for food and stuff once we open. Because COVID is, we're going to find a way to operate with or without COVID. It's just safely, whatever, we're going to do it. So that's the dream. That's the vibe. So obviously, you're here right now, and I want to hear from you, Ben, because you've, as I said, you kind of just burst on the Twitter scene. It just started off with your pictures in front of your car, and then from there it kind of exploded to a whole movement. So yeah, how has that been? How has that journey been, even to the fact that now you've got your own brand that's going to be dropping soon, So how have you handled that? How have you felt about the whole thing?
So I guess first things first, thanks for thinking of me. I'm honored that you considered me. Yeah. So let's play this back. I got back to Malawi in February from Kenya. I've been in Kenya for 6 years. I was active on Twitter in Kenya, but I guess it was a different dynamic. So coming back home, at least being back home and wanting to connect and relate with a lot of people, I became a lot more active. I think the early pictures was just...
So you came back, that was February 2019? What year was that? You said February?
Yeah, February last year, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, February last year, yeah. So most of it was really just to give myself a certain level of excitement in the morning. So it would be after I've been to the gym, I come home, I freshen up, and then I take photos and then go to work. It was a routine that I enjoyed. It was one of those that was, it was therapeutic for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing, but it was also one of those that when I was in Kenya, I had a lot of travels, so I really wouldn't have a full week in the office where I was wearing suits. I got back and I had an internal challenge with Sharia Ngoro, my good friend and my partner in the business and a significant designer. I told him I'm going to be taking photos every day, and I'm going to make sure I wear all the suits back to back until I get to the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were playing a game where he was keeping count. I mean, he probably saw me at some point. I would say, Sharia, what count are we on? Are we on number 26 or whatever? And people thought it was just banter, but it was true. He has met a lot of suits for me. Obviously, as someone at the business, I got them I always get them as a process of testing concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So if we think of a new concept, we'll debate about the fabric, we'll debate about the design, and then I say, okay, I want this in this fabric, so you can showcase that. This for people that are light skinned, are not. So play around with that, and in the process, I collect it. So I started that. Now let me tell you about the cruise, because I don't think I've actually told anyone about it.
Okay, so this is an exclusive, eh?
This is an exclusive. So you get the opportunity to be a first on your show. So let me tell you where it comes from. So the early days when we had broken, the initial barrier of design and client between me and Jerry, and we had become friends. So he was launching his flagship shop in Dar es Salaam. So I flew down and I told him, look, for the big launch, I want you to make these 3 outfits, I'll choose one. So we go there and we're in the studio and I'm trying them on. So I sort of put it on, photo and everything, and I stand. So serious boss. You can't just wear my designs and stand like that. Come on, you have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why did I have to do something? So he shows me. Then he says, okay, stand, do this. Stand like this, cross your legs, And it gave me so many options, so many variations. So it says, out of all those people, we only ever pose in suits things straight like a car. So instinctively, crossing the leg. And it's something that I've done over time. And ironically, when I sleep, I cross my legs. Later on, I'm sure I would sleep and cross my legs, but it's not even a comfortable position. It's just something I'm used to. It's very uncomfortable, but I sleep like that with my legs crossed.
Your legs crossed. That's how you sleep.
Yeah. It's crazy. So it's really where it came from. Him challenging me to stay. If you're wearing my suit, don't pose. Like it just gone.
So he wanted it to be like, you're wearing my suit, you need to stand a certain way to show that the suit is special.
Yeah, he says these are signature designs, so they have to be a signature pose.
Okay.
So I started. And over time, while I was in Kenya, and James and them would pick on me. Hey, we'll bet you. Let's do the Wandawanda pose and all that stuff. And so I didn't think it's going to be something people want to sort of emulate, and then Joshua Mwendo decided to do the challenge. He's the one I should give credit to for giving it a little bit of influence. So he says, let's do this one, the challenge.
So he's the one who actually got people saying this is the challenge now. From the pose, he's the one who took it to a challenge.
Yes, he's the one who created the challenge. And so we worked on that. We selected some winners. The idea was that I should then have a sort of mentorship lunch with this guys. I had planned to do that around about the time that Sharia was also going to do this handshake. So I wanted to surprise these guys and bring in so he can also conversation with these guys because he's there a lot more. I mean, every Christmas he comes, his wife is spends time with us. So that's really how it became a challenge. Now, why did it then lead into the brand? Now, the issue with bespoke suits, the cheapest suit we make is about $550. So
Okay.
it comes, the entire suit, the shirts, a necktie, the pockets, square, cufflinks.
And I remember when we met in Blantyre. So I remember when we met in Blantyre, you told me that he even measures the length of the different arms differently based on which side you wear your watch, etc. So he's quite detailed in his approach.
He's very detailed. I mean, your ordinary tailor will probably take maybe 12 measurements. Sharia will take between 34 to 36 measurements. I mean, it's only then, the only way did I learn that the length, from your neck to the edge of the shirt. If you're 15 centimeters on the left side, you'd be 16 on the right. Now, the side that you've got 16, if you go from the shoulder to the edge to your fingertips, 32, and it's 16 this side. PB and 15. So there's a balance that by numbers is not a balance. So 15, 16, 33, 32. If you add the numbers, it will be the same, but it won't be the same measurement on the opposite sides. You understand me?
I understand. So you're saying that we're not equal left, right.
No, we are not. We are not. That's
I don't think many people know that.
From top, that's all. No. Pick it up. If you buy a suit off the shelf, you'll find that
Your internet's breaking up just a little bit. I don't know. You're breaking up just a bit. Okay, now you've paused.
it looks better with your shirt. You find that there? Is it better now?
Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
Hello? Is it better now?
Yeah, that's better. Now I can see him.
So you notice that if you buy a suit off the shelf, when you put it on, the sleeves, if you straighten your hands out, you'll notice that they don't even look easy. So the bespoke suits take care of that. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is really
So you can't buy Sharia suits off the shelf. Everything is bespoke.
Well, I'm going there now.
Okay, I'll let you go there.
So you find that on the wrist, again you accommodate, you will have to accommodate the watch so that the cuff or the sleeves don't bounce on the watch. So that your watch is covered. And so if you spread your hands out, the 1 inch or the half inch that has to protrude is protruding equally both sides. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for a guy, if you spend $550 on a suit, you can wear it with a blue shirt, you can wear it with a pink shirt, you can play around with the shirts, you can wear a waistcoat inside, you can wear it with a t-shirt, you can wear it with a turtleneck. It becomes multiple outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do the same thing with the ladies, if you make an outfit for a lady for $550, she'll only want to wear it once because she thinks everybody has seen it.
One time and it's done.
You can't really play around with it.
Yeah, yeah. There's only so many shoes that go with the same dress.
So that's exactly. So that's exactly why we haven't actually gone big into the ladies' wear. We do make, but on exceptional cases.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because everything is bespoke, we then say, because if you look at it, you find like the Armani brand. You can find a Giorgio Armani, whatever, but you can also find an Armani exchange by Giorgio Armani.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the other line is where you develop the concept because it's done by a designer, so they know how to, if you're size 42, they'll play around, they'll work on the averages of the shoulder length, the sleeve length, and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So you make these suits as mass production. So the difference between that suit and the bespoke one will be shaped around your body.
Mm-hmm.
The ready to wear will look like a bespoke, but if I saw it, I'll probably pinch it at the back and then you find that it's fitting better.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be an inch or two loose, but it's really to the discerning eye for you to pick up that difference.
It's basically.
But then because.
Now, saying it's basic, as you said, it's those minute changes that makes it from like your suit to like a good suit, but there's a difference.
Yeah. So if you do that,
All my suits are
mass production.
All my suits are mass production, by the way. I only have one bespoke suit. For those watching that are thinking that everyone has bespoke suits, and I wear suits every day.
Now, when you go into the ready-to-wear range, you can then do mass production, meaning you can reduce your costs. If you do that, then you can have a Wonderman by Sherry and Go. That's exactly why we created the Wonderman brand.
Okay.
Because we need to find an outlet for the mass production of the bespoke or close to bespoke suits. The only difference is it will come and it won't be the lap at the bottom because we have different heights. So I could be a 42, but I'm taller,
Mm-hmm.
and there could be a 42 who's shorter. So all they do in the buy is to get the tailor to tack it in, or we could even do it at the outlet.
Okay.
But then to do that, I said, okay, we're going to do two things. One, we're going to start off with some form of activation that involves young people. I mean, if you read, there's a book, The Diffusion of Innovation, that talks about concepts on how you should propagate some, designs or innovation. And I decided we're going to start with the Wonderman brand. So we go casual wear first. Thanks to COVID, we slowed down a bit, but what it has done is to help us come up with a couple of other designs. So we're going to, by the time we're ready, we'll have hoodies, we'll have snapbacks, we'll have all sorts of things.
And how long can the people wait for that?
The
Tentatively.
I have right now is that if flights or cargo movement from China to here. So the stuff that I've managed to get, I've had to pay extra because it's almost by DHL that it's getting here.
Yeah.
So you find the cost of production is going up by maybe 3 times. And so we've just tried to use this period to perfect the designs, tidy up a couple of things, and all that. So if today I see that 1st of July ET will start flying, at least if the flight's out of Nairobi, then we're good to go because we can get cargo into Nairobi or Dar es Salaam and then to Malawi.
Okay.
So the way I see it, I think by end of July we should have a collection ready for people to buy. And then by the end of this year, if not sooner, we should have some of those suits. So Wonderman by Sherry and Gowi that we've worked on, we've identified a supplier, we found the material. So that's really the bigger plan.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I didn't know that you were actually using the Wonderman casual wear to launch the suit brand. So that's
No, it's part of a big brand. It's part of a big plan.
Mm.
Yeah.
Having the sip there. Okay, so that's interesting. So the Wonderman brand, the golf shirts that obviously I have, I didn't want to wear it today because I didn't want it to be too obvious. I'm going to wear it on the other interview, don't worry. So now you have to watch me. Because if I wear it on this one, you're on it, so you don't have to watch it. But if you, if I wear it on the other, I'll be like, oh, this is the one I wore your shirt on. Now you have to watch that one. So at least I'll have 2 views. I know I'll be the first. Hey, that's great to hear. Let me just. It looks like my other computer here has gone idle. I just want to make sure it's still recording. Okay, great. So because I've got the red one, and I must say the quality on that one is pretty sick. Like I think, like, you know, when you send it over, obviously people always like, oh, they tried my brand, buy Malawi, you know, my customer might be on your TL. But when you sent that one over, I was honestly blown away at the quality of the shirt. Like, it's not even a question of, okay, this is a shirt that my friend is making or someone that I know is making, but it was actually a very quality shirt. So I have to give you guys props on that. I look forward to the suit line. And you said 500. Let me just do my math real quick. See how long I have to save up to buy one of those suits.
No. So let me tell you what. When we have the ready-to-wear range, then you can even get them at $200, $250. You could even have a $100 suit.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds more like my my range.
Get out of here.
Awesome. So I just want to hear from you, because obviously it's exciting times. It's exciting times in terms of, you know, the elections are going on. You'll see on the intro that I did that obviously some people might be happier than others. I think from your posts I've seen that you seem pretty happy at what's going on right now politically. What is your take on what's going on in terms of not even like who won or who's winning, who might win, but these elections that have happened, you know, like it's been, you know, historic in terms of what's happened in the last year. What's your take on everything?
Okay, so maybe 2 key things. One, I think for me these elections, I would actually say a point of maturity in our democracy. You look at the voting patterns, people are more leaning towards the issue-based side of things, especially where the religious levels are high, like in the northern region. And you can see people responding to a different approach in campaigning. I mean, SPC came to the scene and changed the whole landscape of how campaigns should be done. Now, my bias there, and I need to disclose this. When I was at Airtel, SPC was my boss. So my bias is there because I know exactly the type of individual that he is, and I know about his work ethic. Every time I look at his resource stocks, I mean, because when our runs, man, when we're doing distribution for airtime and, you know, handsets, and that was like really the routing and the mapping we used in going to the trade. And I've been impressed with what I think hasn't changed: his work ethic, his focus, his commitment. And I know he really means well. People say, oh no, he just talks. I've personally had debates with him around the price of fuel and how the workings can be different. We looked at the economics behind that, and we both agree that it could actually be lower. We had a debate around the fertilizer story. Again, all these things are things that a lot of people say, oh no, they won't happen. But I would say, let's see how it plays out, because I know he's committed to delivering on his commitments. So I'm excited about how young people have been energized. A lot of young people have become very interested in politics. We want to take charge of our destiny. We're taking part in everything. What is critical, though, is what happens when the change that we seek takes effect. Do we then begin to get the things we've been craving for? Do we get financial support, for example, for the young people that are entrepreneurs and all they want is that extra push? And they may not have collateral, for example. Do we get access to markets? Do we have some sort of protectionism? I mean, right now, you go in, you find a Chinese person operating a basic grocery store. Should we then try and protect this, the industry that only local people should focus on? So I'm actually excited about this. And I do hope this is really the beginning of a new Malawi. And I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that that's what it means.
Yeah, I've been quite excited myself because on my side, obviously, you know, I'm a lawyer by profession. And for me, what I have enjoyed is that for, you know, in my humble opinion, the first time in a long time, Malawians have stood up, and not against a certain party, but they've stood up for something. They've stood up to say that, you know, we are not going to accept, you know, the separation of powers being, you know, jeopardized. We're going to stand up and say what we think should be the case and demand to say, look, it's not just a question of being in power. It's a question of, are you really serving the interests of the people? Are you listening to the will of the people? And I'm as a young person myself, I'm hoping that, as you said, not everyone is going to get what they want. As you said, we all have our own vested interests. What I, as a Malawian, might think I wanted to see might not be what the masses are going to get and what's best for the country. But at least now, as you said, it's more an issue-based thing. And I'm hoping, whichever way things go when the final announcement is made, that whoever's in power is going to not take it for granted. I think that for me is the biggest thing that I've seen through this whole time. So yeah,
very important.
Very important, very nice. And this is going to just be a quick segue. Because we're talking about how young people have now seemed to be getting involved in politics. We're both avid on Twitter. We're both avid Twitter users, so we see a lot of the stuff going on that's happening. One thing which I find very interesting is, and one of the reasons why I wanted you on first is because, there seems to be this pressure for people my age between the ages of 20 to 30, right? And in that age range, because of the fact that I said we're in this social media age where, everyone sees what everyone is doing in real time. It doesn't, you have a burger. Before you digested it, I know what burger you had. So because of that, I think there's this pressure. Everyone feels like, okay, so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so bought a German car, so-and-so got this job. And for people who maybe they're not able to do those things, they feel a little disenfranchised. They feel like maybe they're behind, or there's this pressure to postulate. So I wanted to hear from you, because obviously, in my view, I would consider you one of my mentors. Obviously, we have conversations, you encourage me, we talk. But as someone who, in my view, I would say you've made it. Like you're comfortable. You've got a good job. As you said, you're pushing these two brands, which I'm sure are going to do really well. What would you say to people in that age range in terms of like advice and how to handle this time? You know what I mean?
There's someone, certain lady, she's an evangelist in Kenya. I remember she once said, don't come and talk about my glory when you don't know my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was profound. So a lot of young people are captivated by the glory. They don't actually know this story. One could easily conclude, by seeing this guy was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. It's not true. It's in a long and hard road. But having said that, I was having there was some. I was sitting on a panel this morning, and somebody asked something similar, and I said, what we need to accept and understand is that there's nothing special about me. If you cut me, I breathe the same color of blood as anyone else. It's not that when God created everyone else on a Friday, he took the rest on a Saturday, and then on a Sunday, he started churning out the lives of Wandawanda. It's not like that.
Yeah.
But there's a story behind that. When I share with people my personal story, and I do that for them to understand a below average upbringing, and it was really a lot of hard work for, and I guess God has been kind enough and favored me with opportunity. And I say this because I say to people, if God were to reverse our lives, you would probably be the one speaking to me about this. So there's nothing special about it.
Mm-hmm.
But people should understand that there has to be some effort. If you have to earn genuine, clean money, there has to be some effort. If you want to cut corners, well and good. But people shouldn't be captivated, and I always advocate for people to be patient and put in the work. The same thing I advocate for all my friends, my good friends that are single, you inclusive, well, not single, not married.
Not married, yeah.
That are not married,
gonna get me in trouble.
Not married. Yes, I just remember.
Continue.
I always say, stick it out for as long as it lasts. Because I see a lot of young people getting married, and 2 years down the line that we vote for. I'm like, guys. You actually see the projection. You see the trajectory. They meet to the 6 months later, guys excited, he's coming to the airport. I'm about to propose. I'm like, okay, I was fast. So people are not patient. They're so excited. They look at this. When we go Instagram live, they look at these things. I mean, you saw somebody post, "Oh, I do this. I do photos of people and their cars." So whenever you're ready, I'm like, "Boss, is that what it is? Come on. There's no story here. There's no story. You want to talk about something that can motivate people? Let's do that. And I'm not going to sit there and take photos, photo shoot completely with the cars for what? You know. So we need to understand that nothing good comes in without any form of effort.
Yeah.
In golf, the last of Tiger Woods, they will say, the harder you work, the luckier you become. We have to put in a lot of work and effort. Whatever it is that you do, put in some work, put in some effort, it begins to pay off. So I think some of these social pressures, people need to understand that everybody has got his timeline that God worked out for. My timeline is not your timeline. If I'm blessed today, you could be blessed tomorrow more than I am today.
Exactly.
So people should just be calm. It's not a competition. I mean, you are a lawyer. There could be others that may have been worse off students than yourselves. And somehow they begin the practice and they end up on a path that you look at them and what the hell just happened there? It's how God positions these things.
Yeah, definitely.
It's their time. Because we need to accept that everything only happens when God wills it to happen, in God's time.
Definitely.
So I encourage a lot of people to be patient, but while being patient, just focus on whatever it is that you're working on. Because hard work pays.
So be patient, but put in the work while you're being patient. Yeah, that's quite profound.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like to tell, like, you know, for me, I was saying for me, what I've learned is that, you know, being in Malawi, it's because I worked abroad for a bit as well, but like being back in Malawi, for me, that was end of 2016 when I came back. I found that, you know, Malawi might be a tougher place because, you know, your first job might not pay you as much as you think you're worth. But at the end of the day, you know, we're not worth what you're worth is what you show your worth is, because in your mind you might think I deserve $1 million off the bat. However, you need to show whoever your employer is what your worth is, and you said that only comes about by putting in the time and showing them, look, this is what I can deliver to you, and things work out. It just might take a bit longer. We all have different paths, but yeah, I think for me, my only worry personally is that I worry to say, when are we going to let the Instagram life just be Instagram and not be part of like everyday, you know, struggle? I'm not even really active on social media as much as I used to be, purely on that basis. But I just think when it becomes a fake lifestyle, it gets a bit concerning. But yeah, thank you for that. That's been good.
It does get a bit concerning. I actually feel some people believe they should post everything every day. I have to be inspired by something. There has to be some stuff I'm going through. Sometimes, I mean, I've been working from home for since March, so I haven't really been wearing suits. But yesterday we had the virtual annual general meeting, and then I was running around to organize some stuff, so celebrate and some kind of function thereafter, and I decided to wear a suit. And for me, I have seen a lot of people that put in extra effort where it's every day or every other day they have to post. And then they have to maintain a certain perception. I mean, people say, oh, look, you are an exec in the bank. Why do you wear ripped jeans? And I'm like, but this is me. I'm not going to try and pretend to be somebody else. If people have got issues with it, that's it. I mean, talking about the patience and the hard work they have to put in, my late father gave what he called the equation of life. And he used to say, success only happens at a point of coincidence between preparation and opportunity. And he used to say preparation plus opportunity equals success. And he would say the preparation bit is where you are concerned. So you go to school, you study hard, you pass, you go to work, you put in extra hours, you do research, you build a network. That's a preparation. The opportunity is the element that God brings in, and He only does it when it's time. And you tell me that the times you're so desperate, you want that house, you want that car, and you're almost looking up to the sky saying, God, why not now? And my dad would say to me, the car that you have today, if God gave it to you 10 years ago, would you have been able to handle yourself? And the answer is always a resounding no. It wasn't gold price. It wasn't yet at the time.
Yeah, I know if I had a Benz now, I would be out of control. Please continue. And God knows, like not this one, not now.
I'll tell you what. When I think of, I mean, way back, when I bought my first BMW, it was a super fast car. I was young. I was driving really, really fast. I'll tell you what. It was powerful then, but it was nowhere near as powerful my BMW today. But I've never even been tempted to push it beyond the limit. I could have died if I had this car then.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, I get you.
Again, it's not just that equation. Where the preparation is there, but the opportunity is what God plans around it and says, my son, you're ready. I'll give this to you because you can handle it.
Yeah,
So it's important for us to focus on the preparation because it can happen. I mean, it could be through your boss giving you or noticing your hard work and giving you an opportunity, or somebody you report to getting another opportunity and you move in, but you only move up because you were preparing and you were ready.
Mm-hmm.
You should never have a sense of entitlement that because I report to this guy, when he moves up, I should move back. It doesn't work like that. It's not a monarchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, straight.
You know?
Yeah. All right. I don't want to keep you too long, but before we go, I just want to ask, just so we know. So, what's next from Ben Wandawanda? What can we expect from the man, the myth, the legend?
What's next? I guess there'll be a lot more visibility with the brand. A couple of things we're trying to work on. Sharia and I are trying to move the factory to Dar es Salaam. When we do move the factory to Dar es Salaam, I'll probably walk away from the corporate world and spend a lot more time on that and a couple of other interests that I have. I have a sort of subtle timeline. I think I have maybe 3 more years of white collar jobs. If I move into white collar jobs in the future, it will be because now I've become an employer, not because I was employed.
I like to hear that.
So,
I
think 3 more years. 3 more years under employment. Thereafter, I probably want to try to do something different. I want to spend a lot more time, I guess, after I quit my job to try and help a lot of young people. I don't want them to make some of the mistakes that I've made. Be it for savings, investment, decisions around job safety, choices, or career choices. I think I've been blessed to develop a good network, but I can't tap into it myself alone. That's why I'm always willing to share information, contact knowledge with people, because there's no need for me to be greedy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the people that I could help today, they could end up employing my daughter, my son. I can't go to every critical person in my network and build something for them. I mean, there's only one of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to spend a lot of time opening doors for people because in my time at Standard Bank, especially the time I was in Kenya, in the 6 years, I did experiential attachments and I worked in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, in Kenya I was also covering South Sudan, Tanzania, DRC. And so I have networks that if you land in any of these countries and you let me know you're going there, I'll get you to meet significant people.
Mm.
And people that are white collar, people that are business people. And I just want to open it up and help people that are going into these places to go there, not there should be a referral. That's the kind of stuff that I just want to spend time doing. I think we do not have a lot of time on earth, but I think by the time we kick the bucket, there has to be some evidence that you get back a bit of what God gave you. And I'm grateful for the life that I have, for the blessings that God has given me. But I make sure that doesn't drive me into a point of feeling that I'm special, therefore I shouldn't care about the next person.
Yeah. I would like to say, like, we've met a few times. It's not like we're the closest of friends, but that's something which I really do respect about you, because and I say this to everyone who I meet who has done good things and is willing to share their experience. I think we need more people like that, because it's rare. It's rare in Malawi, and I'm hoping maybe, I don't know. I don't think the government can change it, but I'm hoping with the mood that's going on, more people will take that as you have to share with the younger generation, to share with people coming up, to say this is what you can do. Let me open the door if I can, and it's up to us to, as you said, put in the work and be patient as we're doing that, but also put in the required time so that we get where we want to get. So kudos to you. I really am appreciative of the kind of, I would say, the spirit. I don't want to make it like a religious thing, but the spirit that you have, the attitude that you have towards people. I think I commend you on that, boss. All right, man. It's been great talking to you. I may invite you again, but when I invite you again, I'm going to make sure I've got a better camera, because you look HD and I look 140p. So clearly, we need to reconsider this laptop camera situation. But we'll figure that out. Don't worry. I'll airbrush myself or something. Either way, it's good. All right.
No, man, but thanks a lot. And like I said, thanks for considering me. And I wish you all the best. This is really great. We need to have these conversations going. Get a lot of people talking. We can talk about personal stuff, business stuff, and then maybe just a suggestion going forward. If you can find somebody who can talk about men's health issues, it would be great, because I realize there are a lot of people that are dealing with stuff that don't get an opportunity to get advice or hear from people that know more. So if you could consider that, I think it would be great.
Yeah, we're getting everyone. Like I'll be recording every single weekend, and we'll be posting during the week. So I'll definitely consider that. Actually, now that you've said that, I've got someone in mind who might be able to talk on that. So I'll reach out to them, and hopefully they'll be able to join in as well. But yeah, thank you. This has been fun. Obviously we had some teething issues, but look at us now. First podcast in the bag.
I wish you all the best, man. This is a great initiative. All the best.
Thank you. And when you are able to come to Blanta or whatever, we will be opening soon. So obviously, first meal is on me. The rest is on you.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right.
Thanks a lot, man.
Cheers, Ben. I'm gonna. Well, you can leave the meeting, then I'm gonna do the outro. But thank you so much for your time, boss.
All right. Thanks a lot. Yeah?
Cheers. All right. Oh, look at that. It's just me now. So there we have it. Fela in Malawi. First podcast was with Ben Wandawanda. What can I say? It's been great. Until next week. All right, everyone. That was episode 1 of Fela in Malawi. Thank you to our sponsors, Kalibu Cafe at Villa 33, the best food in town. We will be open, and we'll be having events, games nights, everything very, very soon. A big shout out to Soul Amp Studios. They are the ones producing this podcast. So if I sound good, that's not me, that's on them. Shout out to Dio Dub. We're looking forward to your album, The Blue Window Behind the Sky. So much soul in this project. I'm grateful that it echoes our current social, political, and economic situation. If you're Malawian, if you're patriotic, this is something you definitely have to listen to. My name is Ruby Tuesday, and I am Fela in Malawi.